Instead of, is this good to eat or is this bad to eat? Switch your language to, this food's going to serve me. This food is not going to serve me as much. And that now becomes very different because it's really, what is the food doing for you in your body? How, more importantly, is your body reacting to that food? Which, by the way, could be very different for each person. Two people could eat the exact same meal, and that same meal might serve one person, but doesn't serve the other person. And so you need to get more in tune with what actually serves you. And it's not good or bad, it just serves you more, and this serves you less. Welcome back, friends. I'm your host, Shaban. And with each episode, I am honored to be your coach and guide in the journey to make peace with food, fall in love with fitness, and ultimately yourself. My intention in each episode is to help you release the old story of who you are and step into the one you're always meant to be. We'll challenge conventional diet and fitness culture and understand the importance of tuning out all the shoulds they tell us to do and tuning into our own inner wisdom instead. What you focus on, you create more of. Through these conversations, you'll shift your focus from what you're supposed to be doing to who you want to be, so that health and fitness and ease around food is not just what you do, but who you are. And if you find that this conversation resonates with you today, then I want to invite you to join our free Make Peace with Food Facebook community at myfoodfreedomlifestyle.com, where you can connect with me and my team directly and access all the free trainings and resources we have for you so you can regulate your nervous system and make peace with food. And then also remember to share this episode with someone who you think needs to hear this today. The links are in the show notes. All right, now let's get into it. This conversation is for you. If you know what to do, but you're noticing that through all of these years of dieting, you're now completely confused around food. You now have constant fear of food, constant fear of weight gain, constant fear that no matter what you do, you're just never going to get the result that you want. And I want to teach you a completely different approach. In fact, I want you to stop looking for that perfect diet that you think is going to solve all your problems, because that's not how it's ever going to work. You know, I've been in this space for over 25 years now. And I can tell you that not only have I struggled with this, have I actually turned on that binge mechanism in my brain myself, because I'm a type A, I'm a perfectionist, I love to get things completely right, and I take things so seriously. And I got so hung up on the exactness of how much I should eat at what time, and of course, which foods were good and which foods were bad. And the person who actually brought my attention to me actually being obsessed with food was my brother. I went to go visit him one time in Toronto. And before I got there, we were having that usual conversation. Hey, Sherry, so, okay, just gonna go do some grocery shopping now. What are you eating this time? And you know, what are the things you're eating now and not eating now? And I did the usual list. Oh, I'm eating grains now. Sometimes, because sometimes it was grains, sometimes there were beans, other times there wasn't grains or beans. Or I would say, oh, I'm only eating meat and vegetables. I'm paleo now. And so we wouldn't have some certain foods, and then other times I was vegan. And so we weren't having meat, but now we were having grains, and it just kept changing. It just kept changing. And let me tell you, it was exhausting for me. And I'm a big nerd. My background is in several bachelor degrees of science. So I've got a biochemistry bachelor's degree. I've got an exercise science bachelor's degree. I'm a certified athletic therapist. I was doing a master's in chemistry before I decided to change careers and go into exercise science. And then I took a gazillion trillion courses on nutrition and fitness, and I became a CrossFit a certified trainer. I opened CrossFit gyms, and then I became an osteopath. And so science is a big deal for me. And every single one of these diets had some sort of science that backed it up. And so I figured, well, I'm on the right path. And listen, I need to know it all. I need to know the things because I'm working with people and I want to help them and I want to make sure that I'm giving them the right information. And what ended up happening was I became very confused around food, and I started to actually link certain emotions with certain foods that I was eating. I felt like I was very good and I'd feel really good and I'd feel very disciplined, and I would feel like I was doing a really great job if I ate ate all of the foods that were on that week's food list, felt incredibly accomplished. Then when I ate certain foods that were not on the food list, I would feel like a failure. I would beat myself up. I'd feel like I did something wrong. And so foods were incredibly triggering for me. If I was eating good foods, I felt good. I felt like I was a good person, and I had a lot of self-value associated with food. And if I was eating food that was on the bad list, and by the way, not just the processed food. When I was keto, if I ate any carbs, like if I ate a potato, goodness, that was bad. Potatoes are bad. And I hear this all the time from my client. When I tell them, eat potatoes, you have to eat potatoes. We need to eat starches. It's hard. It's hard for them to embrace that, because when they've heard that carbs are so bad and carbs are the enemies carbs are the enemy for so long, it is so hard to suddenly embrace these foods that we've polarized. And so your second step to stop binge eating and emotional eating and nighttime snacking is to make all food neutral, to remove this concept of good food and bad food, to actually make all foods morally equal. And in terms of the foods that serve you more, you're going to notice it in your body. And actually, I recommend that you switch your language. Instead of, is this good to eat or is this bad to eat? Switch your language to, this food's going to serve me. This food is not going to serve me as much. And that now becomes very different, because it's really, what is the food doing for you in your body? How, more importantly, is your body reacting to that food? Which, by the way, could be very different for each person. Two people could eat the exact same meal, and that same meal might serve one person, but doesn't serve the other person. And so you need to get more in tune with what actually serves you. And it's not good or bad. It just serves you more, and this serves you less. And now you can start to make different choices around whether you are at a certain event, maybe it's a birthday party or a wedding, and you want to eat something that's not serving you so much, but you know that it's worth it and it's the experience and it's enjoyable also in the moment. And so let's switch our language. And more importantly, let's depolarize food. Let's move away from good and bad, because on a nervous system level, the moment that you say, this is good, this food is good, right away, you are shifting your nervous system into what I call safety mode. So there's this parasympathetic nervous system state that kicks in. Your body, through the thoughts of this is good, is going to relax, and it's going to feel like you're doing something good for it. And right away, it's going to shift the nervous system to safety mode. And the moment that you say this food is bad or potatoes are bad, your body right away triggers what I call protection mode, which you might hear of as sympathetic nervous state or fight or flight. The moment that you said this is bad, this is harmful to me, this is now associated with me doing something wrong, and if I eat this, I'm going to feel guilty, and I'm going to have a lot of shame, and I'm going to have a lot of disappointment, and I'm going to regret it, and I'm going to feel so upset at myself. The moment that you do that, right away, you trigger yourself into protection mode. And what happens when you're in protection mode is you turn on, number one, a binge mechanism in the brain. It's just this natural thing that you're going to turn on to ensure your survival. Because on a very primitive level, your body doesn't know if there's an actual real threat where you do need to conserve energy or not, or if it's just your societal pressures that are coming up for you that are getting you to think this way, that are shifting you into that scarcity mindset or into that negative thought loop. And so the moment that your body starts to sense these emotions are the temperature. That is the sensor. Your emotions are the sensors that are going to trigger your nervous system state. If you are having thoughts of things that are harmful for you, having thoughts of things that you're doing wrong, that there could be a potential consequence, a negative consequence to what you're doing, you're going to trigger yourself into protection mode. And when you're in protection mode, not only are you going to turn on that binge mechanism that I talked about, which is going to drive you to have those cravings, which is going to drive you to all the unwanted eating behavior, including the mindless eating, including the sweets in the middle of the afternoon, including all of the nighttime snacking and the emotional eating, and of course the binge eating episodes. But it's also going to tell your body, hey, something is going wrong here. You need to put a halt on metabolism. Conserve energy at all costs, because we may be going into a famine. Your metabolism slows down. You notice that your body is actually becoming stubborn. It's resisting any changes. And so you're dieting. You have all these food rules about this being good and bad, and you're so dieting, restricting. And now anytime that you're looking at certain foods and eating the foods that are bad, you're triggering your nervous system to slow down metabolism and ensure fat storage. Because your nervous system gets to decide if it is storing fat or if it's going to be releasing fat. And again, through thoughts and through emotion. And what I always get as a question is like, okay, super simple to understand, Sherry, but how can I control my thoughts? Because I'm in a negative thought loop. I am always thinking about negative things, or there's a lot of challenges that I am currently experiencing in my life. How can I possibly overcome them and suddenly become optimistic or be happy all the time or think of positive things all the time? I get it. And what we need to do is a pattern interrupt. And so I want you to follow these 7 steps. I shared with you that first step, which is to stop restricting. You can go back and check out that little video I created for you so that you are starting there. Just stop restricting. And then your next step is to make all food neutral. As in, broccoli has the same value as a donut. That's right. And you're not good or bad for eating broccoli, and you're not good or bad for eating a donut. Everything is neutral. And if you can depolarize it, polarity is a positive or negative charge. And if you can depolarize it, meaning you remove the charge of good or bad, positive, negative, I did something right or wrong, you can actually start to calm your nervous system. Nothing is a threat. Food is just food. And you can actually shift into that place, like I shared, where you're noticing when I eat this serves me. When I eat this doesn't serve me. And now the conversation is very different. It's actually more focused on self-love, focused on you honoring how that food is reacting in your own system. You can actually find your own metabolic blueprint that way by getting yourself to undo all the rules that you've ever heard. Fats are good, fats are bad. Saturated fats are good, saturated fats are bad. Meat is good, meat is bad. Red meat is good, red meat is bad. Paleo is good, paleo is bad. Keto is good, keto is... So get away from all that stuff and all those rules and actually tune into how can I make all food neutral? Because if that donut is neutral for you, you're not going to have a dopamine reward system for it. Do you notice that every time you restrict yourself and you think that something is bad and you keep yourself away from it, even though you really want it, you really, really want it, do you ever notice that you actually desire it even more? And it actually drives you not only to constantly think about it and crave it, but it desires you to eat it out of control, to not just have 1 serving, but to have 5, or to feel that you have to hurry up and eat it as quickly as you can, or maybe hide and eat it because you're doing something shameful, and yet you can't stop thinking about it. And I've heard this as a response to many people who've done something like the 75 hard challenge, where for 75 days, they've been very extreme with themselves. And yes, sure, during those 75 days, posting photos every single day on social media, they got some great results. But what happened when the challenge stopped? What happened to their relationship with alcohol? What happened to their relationship with food? What happened to their relationship with exercise, where they were supposed to work out twice a day? How does that make you feel that you can't uphold these things anymore? Do you have feelings of joy, or do you have feelings of shame and guilt and disappointment a little bit? Because if you have those emotions that are low vibration emotions, then you've triggered your nervous system into protection mode. So be mindful of that. You need to undo a lot of the beliefs, the unconscious beliefs that you have about food and about fitness. And my goal is to help you fall in love with fitness. That was actually the name of my podcast when I first launched it, and I've now rebranded it to Make Peace with Food because it's so fitting. We so misunderstand our relationship with food because we completely negate the involvement of the nervous system. We take away this concept that we actually use food to cope, and we can create addictions through reward systems. And I want to help you undo them. And again, my goal is to come on here and explain to you on a nervous system level why these are so powerful, yet super simple. And now let me know, what was your takeaway? Thanks for listening to this episode. Whether you're already on your wellness journey or just getting started, we're in this together. If this has resonated with you today, I want to invite you to subscribe to the show so you never miss a beat. And if you know someone who could benefit from this conversation, then please share this episode with them. Let's work together to help as many people as possible make peace with food and fall in love with fitness. And also, don't forget to visit myfoodfreedomlifestyle.com to join the free Facebook group for more resources. Remember, you are an inspiration. I can't wait to hear your story. See you next time.